Welcome back to the D&D Talk Wrestling Weekly Rewind.
Where we never trust a dirt sheet, but always got time for a good yeet.
You got some dirty sheets, too.
Yeah.
So, in this episode, what we're going to do, we're going to run down the week in wrestling. We're not going to talk about the Rumble, because that's going to be the podcast this week. A little bit of news that we got, and then the WWE announced the first entrant to the Hall of Fame for this year.
Yep, that's
pretty much what this is going to be. Yeah, that's some big... I was kind of shocked. Did you see the video?
Oh, yeah, I saw the video.
The video was pretty good.
And as you guys probably have noticed already, this week we dedicated the thumbnail to that individual.
Oh, yeah, it's a little...
Not really a surprise.
Not really a surprise. Shouldn't be a surprise. Should have been an earlier.
But we're keeping up with the theme every week. Different style thumbnail to go along with the main topic of that week. So
until we forget, and then we do a random. We'll do another Hunter one for some reason.
I'll never forget.
Okay, good. So we'll start with last week's Dynamite.
I forgot what happened on that show.
I'm glad because I didn't.
What's up?
So the opening of Dynamite was Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage. I don't know why he's been using it, but Ospreay's has been winning matches with the Styles Clash, and they call it the Styles Clash.
Maybe.
I don't think it's a different. I don't think it actually has a name.
Just maybe homage.
Could be.
Showing some respect out there.
The next match, Claudio Castagnoli versus Jeff Jarrett. I don't know why, but if Jeff Jarrett won, he got a world title shot against Mox. Thankfully...
Love to see the pushing of the young uprising superstars.
I love it. And I think he just re-signed for like a year. Maybe 2. Oh. Thankfully, Claudio won with 3 neutralizers. Oh. I don't think you need that many to go against, 95-year-old Jeff Jarrett, but... Cool.
Got to finish it somehow.
Next, we had Ricochet versus AR Fox. Lucha Underground match, technically. Ricochet won with a Spirit Gun, which is pretty much like a forward elbow. Like Ospreay, Ospreay's like elbow to hidden blade to the back. It's the same thing, but just like reversed.
Just reversed.
That's gonna be a pain.
A little bit, yes.
Whatever. Next, we had Jay White defeat Wheeler Yuta with the Blade Runner, which the Blade Runner's like Wyatt's old move. Sister Abigail. I don't know why I couldn't remember the name. Sister Abigail. That was a good match. There's been a lot of interference because like the whole Blackpool Combat Club has been in every interference. Next was your girl Mercedes Moné.
Oh yeah.
She defeated Magical Girl Yuka Sakazaki.
Biggest fan.
With the Moneymaker to retain the TBS Women's title. I don't know why she got 4 belts. I don't get it. I don't know what they see in her.
She's the female Kenny Omega.
She's the female Kenny Omega. So that was the main event of Dynamite. So that ended Dynamite. I watched highlights of Impact. Nothing really stuck out this week. There was a couple. I think like Wesley had a match. Cora Jade was there, but nothing like interesting happened that stuck out. Even like last time at NXT, there was probably more. And let it go. I don't care.
It's going to keep going.
I know it's going to keep going. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll see what happens after the reviews, and then maybe we'll.
All right. So next up on the list, we'll get into the recap of SmackDown. Beginning of SmackDown, you had the Punk and Owens promo. You have any thoughts about how that went?
That was pretty good.
That was a pretty good promo. It was interesting to see those two together and see what... I
don't think they've ever faced each other. Not that I can think of or remember. Maybe.
I don't think in WWE.
Maybe in Ring of Honor?
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Ring of Honor. Possibly. I want to say yes, but I'm not exactly sure. Overall, I thought that was a good promo. Basically kind of a build-up to the Rumble, obviously.
Right. Which, I mean, that's what that's what's going to be. That's the week before is always like, we're not going to have that many matches. We don't want people hurt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to... Can you imagine? Oh, actually, that did happen with Punk. Going into WrestleMania, not the Rumble. Yeah. Okay, so next up we had Shinsuke. He was watching Jimmy from a distance.
He's been doing that.
Yeah, what's up with that whole like shady stalkerish?
It happens at least 2 or 3 times a SmackDown.
He's like the Samurai Wyatt Six.
He really is.
Yeah,
it's kind of creepy. I do love it.
But I kind of like it though. Like I like his new gimmick.
Right, his new gimmick, yeah.
It's dark. It's not like, I mean, his old gimmick was like, I don't want to say like Michael Jackson-ish. I
could kind of see that
with the leather and
the leather
showman.
And yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of makes... Like, I've never heard it that way before, but that kind of makes sense.
So, that leads us into Jimmy versus Carmelo Hayes. Jimmy wins with a roll up, which is what we've been seeing a lot of lately.
There's been a lot of roll up.
That is the most devastating move in professional wrestling.
But again, I mean, a roll up win is the safest bet going into a big pay-per-view. You don't want to hit your big finisher. Maybe, knock on wood, nobody gets hurt, but
knock on wood. Knock on rock.
Xavier's not here, so.
So next we had the women's U.S. title match: Chelsea Green versus Michin.
Everybody's saying Chelsea's getting more shine than Lyra, and it's true. Chelsea's defended it or been in every SmackDown so far. I don't think Lyra's been on Raw.
I think that has to go with what we discussed when they both respectively won the belts, was that Lyra is solely based on her in-ring ability. She's fantastic in the ring, but she's still working on her character persona. But Chelsea, on the other hand, is good in ring, and she has one of the best characters going now.
Even that title match was supposed to be on the first Raw on Netflix, and they pushed it.
Well, think about this too. Chelsea has been always getting the spotlight, whether not in any titles, tag team titles,
right.
With all this stuff. She's been there.
Right.
Lyra kind of came up and then was out for a little bit, and I think it's just a slow integration of her back in. But I mean, once she starts getting more time, she's going to show why she's the champion. There's no question about that.
I don't think they have a challenger for her. I don't think they know what to do.
Well, this match between Chelsea and Michin, Michin actually won, but it was off of a disqualification.
Oh, that's right, with the kendo.
Yeah, she got hit with a kendo stick by Chelsea. Why couldn't I not think of her name when I was literally looking at it right there?
Why? Because I was thinking it was Piper, but no, that's right. Chelsea grabbed it and went into the ring with it.
All right, so then you had Jacob and Priest promo.
Oh, that promo! Oh my God, that
promo was fantastic.
Jacob's promos. He's you can braid your hair all you want, but don't get it twisted.
Yeah, his promos are so
Come on.
I don't think if you followed him before he came to WWE, you would see that his promos were amazing. But for a while with Solo, he didn't really talk much. Except for
There's a lot of people saying though he's using his MLW promos. Like the Godzilla King Kong, he used that in MLW. The dog, has he said dog walk your bitch ass yet?
I mean, that's just a saying.
Right. I mean, maybe that's the normal saying.
That's like coming at John Cena when he says never give up.
But all right, so the Godzilla Kong promo that he used on Strowman, he used in MLW, and a lot of people are like, he's just using stuff that nobody really knows about.
I don't see a problem with that.
I don't really see a problem with it. If nobody knew about him before WWE and he had fire promos, hell yeah, use them.
Personally, I don't know. I'm just a homer, so I got nothing bad to say about him.
I'm afraid to say anything bad about him.
Yeah, little scared, little bit. Well, after that, we had Pretty Deadly and DIY versus Los Garza and Motor City Machine Guns. I think that was in kind of a way, once again, a build up to the Rumble.
Yeah.
With that, and then
that's your boys.
Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, that's your boys.
Yes, boy. Absolutely. I love those guys. Actually, I just bought a shirt just like them.
I know. I've seen it.
Yeah.
You wear it to work once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I don't wear it now though because it's a little cold outside, but
it's the perfect time to wear it.
My belly button gets cold. Moving on to Naomi versus Liv. So Naomi wins after I don't know.
What do you mean?
That's gonna be a blooper. I can't read my own handwriting, but Naomi won the match. So what do you think about that?
I'm trying to think. I don't like it because I'm a Liv stan, but I'm trying to think how it.
That's kind of like an offshoot of the streak though, because lately Liv has been winning everything.
She really has, the last 4 or 5 episodes in a row, between Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because I think they have a title shot, tag title shot.
I'm not exactly 100%.
I know they were talking about it on Raw, but I don't remember if it's an actual.
Well, I did from the news last week. We did say that we were read that there was plans to push them to
for me. Yeah.
Kind of get Liv away from the women's title, and there's nowhere else that can go really right now between her and
breaking down. I don't know. We'll talk about that when we get to Raw, but Judgment Day's breaking down a little bit.
Yeah, they are. Which I'm kind of happy. I want to see Finn break out on his own, to be honest with you.
I saw a picture of Finn from when he won the Universal title. I was like, oh my god, he looks like a little boy.
If you don't listen to Finn, you don't win.
You're not going to win.
That's written in stone. That's exactly how it is. Miz versus Andrade. Andrade hits a spinning elbow for the win.
I thought Zelina was going to come out with him.
Did you?
I don't know why. Because obviously, she's going to SmackDown now. I feel like they're going to come back together.
I mean, this match was kind of just like I don't want to say a filler, but it was just a part of the whole Miz storyline of him trying to get friends because he's afraid of the Wyatt Six and all that stuff.
He got his tooth knocked out.
That was crazy. That really was crazy. So then there was a segment with Tiffany, Candice, and Nia Jax. Once again, just kind of promoting the Royal Rumble and things like that. I'm just super pumped. Tiffy time has is a champion right now because she deserves it. And the rumors are that Charlotte is going to go.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later.
I'm just saying that's a rumor.
I know, but the suit she wore is going to go into the news bit later on.
Oh.
I feel like she bought that
Do you have
suit.
some interesting things that I don't know right now?
Maybe. I don't know. It was just something that I noticed that because I'm not a Charlotte fan, when I seen her come out, we're talking about Charlotte, and that's supposed to be part of the podcast.
This is wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does Charlotte do for a living?
Wrestle.
Exactly.
When she came out with the suit on, she looked a little like she bought that suit for Andrade and was like, "Nah, give me it back."
That kind of did look like it. I'm not gonna
lie.
lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Then we had Priest and LA Knight versus Tonga and Fatu in a tag match, which kind of started from the promo that happened earlier in the night and everything. Priest and Knight got the win when Priest hit the South of Heaven on Tonga. Well, Fatu wasn't taking
Fatu. Yeah, Fatu.
He wasn't taking the...
I feel like that's why Tom is there. Tom is there just to take the pins. He's an animal.
He is.
Fatu is.
Tonga's amazing, too.
Tonga's amazing, yeah.
Those two together are like money. 100%.
Was it after that? No, it was after the promo. Beforehand. When they were walking back and the tag titles were sitting there and Tom had just looked over at the tag titles like...
I would like to see them two get a run with that.
Wasn't that who had them? Or was it Jacob and the other one?
No, they had them, and then Jacob gave up his for Tonga Loa.
Solo was like, "You're my enforcer. You can't have a tag title belt." Because that makes sense. All right, Solo. Just because you didn't have any in your bloodline.
So now he just took the control of Bloodline 2.0.
Yeah, basically. Well, they're not calling them the Bloodline 2.0.
Yeah,
so
did they have a name though?
Not that I've seen.
Scary Guys.
Don't mess with us.
Is that what it is?
Don't mess with us. Is that what we're called?
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for SmackDown.
So we're gonna skip, as we said before, we're gonna skip the Rumble that happened on Saturday because that's gonna be the podcast. So I will go over what happened on Collision. I'm surprised they even had anything crazy, but I mean it's competition, so they had to. Samoa Joe and Hook, Taz's son, who is gonna be phenomenal. Eventually, I think when he gets away from AEW, he's gonna have a run. They faced Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Joe's back at it again, hitting the muscle buster on everybody for the win. So he cracked it on Kip Sabian to get the win. Christian and I can't think of the other person that's in the family jumped him afterwards. But even Christian's heel work is so much better than his face work.
Yeah, Christian has been fantastic as a heel.
After that, we had the Beast Mortos, who I'll have to show you his mask. He looks crazy. Faced Adam Priest, which sounds like he should be in WWE. It's like
Adam Pearce.
And Damian Priest. As soon as I read it I went back and read it online. And I went, this wasn't this guy's name. Beast, but he hit him with a Destination Hellhole, which I think is Abyss's finisher, if I remember correctly. They're spinning.
It's a little weird of a name though.
Destination Hellhole, yeah. It's funny because I put Beast Mortos hit Adam Priest jobber with the Destination Hellhole. Up next, there was another kind of squash match. They had Roosh take on Max Caster because the Acclaimed split up. So now Max Caster thinks he's the best wrestler alive, which I'm really mad the Acclaimed split up. They were kind of funny.
I am too.
But he hit him with, you thought Destination Hellhole was a weird name. Roosh beat Max Caster with the horns.
The horns.
It's just like the double knees. The knees that I almost called her Sasha. The knees that Mercedes does, or the knees that Andrade does.
Oh,
that's his finisher. He calls them the horns because he says right before it, you mess with the bull, you mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns, and then he goes and does the double knees. After that, we had the learning tree, Chris Jericho and Brian Keith, because now Jericho's the learning tree of wrestling, because every couple months he has to change his demeanor.
Why is it a tree?
Because
it's like the bloodline
because
tree.
He's got Brian Keith.
That's when you said tree, the first thing that came to mind.
I mean, that actually might be why. I didn't think about that. That might be why. He's got Brian Keith, who's called the Bad Apple, and he's got Big Cass, who's the Redwood. So like everybody that's under him, he has some kind of like tree name for them.
We're gonna have Johnny Oak.
Might as well.
Sean Sycamore.
Might as well. So they defeated the Outrunners.
Timmy Timber. Okay, I'm done.
You remember the Outrunners? I showed you their. Yeah. I love the I don't know why, but because they think they're from the '80s. Because like even a couple weeks ago, I forget what the '80s tag team was. They were like, "Hey, we beat you guys in like 1987." I'm like, "This is like an R-Truth thing. Like, you weren't there back then."
Kind of a bit of a copy off of the girl from AEW though.
Oh, Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned it, it just kind of.
Now that you say it, it kind of does. So Brian Keith hit Turbo Floyd with a small package. There we go again. Small package, schoolboy roll up. Turbo Floyd. It's Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. I love those names.
Turbo Floyd.
Turbo Floyd.
He's gonna go against Mega Man and
yeah. No, isn't
Wreck-It Ralph.
I was gonna say, isn't the villain from Wreck-It Ralph Turbo?
I think it is. That's why I thought it is.
Next up, Taya Valkyrie, John Morrison's wife. I kind of forgot she wrestles every once in a while. She lost to Harley Cameron with a surprise roll-up. We need to keep a tracker.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have
right
a
here.
Tracker.
We gotta have a tracker right here on the wall, and we just click it and it just goes. Because that's already 2 on Collision.
That's how we're gonna close this podcast out. I'm gonna give you a roll-up.
That's fine. We'll have to a fruit roll-up.
No. No, non-fruit variety.
Next up was a triple threat match for the TNT title. It was Lee Moriarty versus Kyle O'Reilly versus the champ Daniel Garcia. What did Daniel Garcia win with? Not a roll-up, sorry.
Oh,
a jackknife pin.
I mean, it's like the cousin of a roll-up.
It's like the distant cousin. It's still
it's like the Rock to the.
I did it for the
to
Rock.
the Samoan legacy.
Yeah, that's literally 3 matches in a row. Now that I'm looking, small package, surprise roll-up, jackknife pin. That's a little much. Like, we joke and say, and even, like, shout out Simon Miller, once again, we always say, like, it's the most devastating move, but, like, 3 matches in a row, you're going to do that. You're going to basically do the same pin 3 times. It's a little much. And
they are surprised, though, sometimes, because for a while, nobody went on a roll-up.
Well, even, remember when Woods made his finisher the surprise roll-up, then he called it the backwoods. The backwoods? Yeah, he called it the backwoods.
I mean, it's a cool, it's a cool gimmicky thing.
Yeah.
If you want anything.
Next was another squash match. I feel like that's all that's on Collision. Megan Bayne defeated Hyena Hera.
Hyena Hera?
With an F5.
So which hyena was she in the movie? The one with its
Ed. The one with
Ed.
That was that hyena's name. Ed.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
And like I can't remember the other 2.
Me neither.
It's like something with a Z. I think,
one was Whoopi Goldberg, I think, right?
Yeah, I think the lead one was Whoopi Goldberg.
I forget the other 2 actors, but.
So the final match of the night was a Mid-South street fight with FTR versus Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta. I went back and because this was on when the Rumble was on, so I went back and at least watched this match. Shockingly, in a Mid-South street fight, Moxley didn't bleed.
Really?
At least everything. Like I just watched clips. I didn't watch the whole match.
That's another counter we're gonna have.
How
many times he doesn't bleed?
I didn't see I unless I wasn't like paying attention. I didn't see any blood, and I was shocked. But FTR hit a spike pile driver on the announcer's table to Wheeler Yuta to win the match.
You can almost say that his blood was rolled up.
You could have.
Yeah.
I'm shocked because
I didn't like it either.
He cuts a promo when he starts bleeding, which I don't get it. It was weird.
Like the Sandman.
Would
be bleeding
maybe
before the
he's
match.
the regeneration of the Sandman. I mean, Sandman's not dead.
I mean, Mox is... No offense to Sandman.
Mox isn't an alcoholic anymore.
Mox is 70 billion times the wrestler. Once again, no offense, Sandman.
And not an alcoholic anymore either, so... Sorry, Sandman. We love you. So next was Raw. Yeah.
Next was Raw?
Yeah.
Was it? How'd it go?
Unless anything happened. I don't know. You tell me.
How was Raw?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh.
It was Raw. That's how it was.
Well, you look at that. Hopefully I can read my notes on this one.
It was raw and edgy. Let me tell you that.
Not tell you that I don't know what's going on. So we start with Jay's promo. I think we could probably
Jay's promo. Jay's promo. Yeah.
Oh, that was really
that looked really bad.
That was terrible on the way. See, we were talking about things getting clipped and stuff.
That's gonna get clipped.
That might be. Yeah. There goes the rest of my life, or the beginning of a new life. I don't know. We'll see what happens from that. We could literally spin this entire Raw recap just on Jay's promo. I think.
Could. The way he came out, they stopped the music and they would go one more time, and he looked in the camera and he's like, "Yo, for them one more time," and they did it.
And then the fact that he could barely get words out.
Oh my god, you could see.
You could just see the way he's trying to compose himself.
In the beginning, I thought he was trying to cry, and then I realized he's trying not to cry, and then he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna cry."
Yeah, I mean.
I felt, because the way he was doing it, I felt like he was trying to push the tears out, but then I'm like, no, he's trying not to cry.
No, he's trying to compose himself.
Right.
Because I think if he just started talking about what it meant to him and all that stuff, he probably would have just cried. Because, I mean, wrestling is wrestling. We all know what happens, but that doesn't take away from the fact of all the moments and how pivotal they are to your career or the history of the business. And he's been working his ass off to get where he's at.
He's the fourth Samoan now to win the Rumble.
Oh yeah, I don't remember them saying that.
I can't remember the fourth one, which I sound terrible.
Yokozuna.
Yeah, that's right. Yokozuna, Rock, Roman,
and
Jay.
Rock. Yeah,
I couldn't remember Yokozuna. I always forget he's Samoan. I mean, now I remember, but back in the day, I didn't know. You didn't know.
You thought he was Japanese because he had Mr. Fuji with him.
Yeah, he came out
actually, the carrying the Japanese flag probably.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? Yeah.
No. I was shocked in the beginning too. I didn't.
You didn't even know what Samoan was back then.
No, I didn't. But now that when I look at him, I'm like, oh yeah.
Now that you know it, you look back and you're like, all right, makes sense.
He didn't look Japanese whatsoever.
No.
But that was a time when gimmicks were huge in WWE.
It's a Vince thing.
Anyways, one of my favorite promos of the year.
The J one.
The year's been 4 weeks.
I mean.
No,
we're 2 months into the year. Come on.
I'll go almost into last year. That was one of my favorite promos.
At least the last couple months.
Yeah, no, it was.
And the only promos I can battle him are his promos or a Jacob promo.
And then Gunther interrupting, which I think added another interesting layer because he was just being nasty.
Yeah, he was. He was more than normal.
Gunther, you nasty. I don't know. I really think that. I don't want to talk about it too much. Well, it's not really in the recap, but I think he's going to choose Gunther at the end of the day.
I'm surprised. So I mean, obviously we didn't get to NXT yet. I'm surprised he didn't show up on NXT. He didn't even announce he was going to go to NXT.
Charlotte said she.
Charlotte came out and she's like, I'm gonna see if Julie impresses me. I'm gonna go to SmackDown and see if Tiffany impresses me.
I think with Gunther coming out there and saying all that stuff, it just kind of Jay just might go to SmackDown and be like, "Yo, what's up, Cody? I'm fighting Gunther."
I don't see him. I can't see a Jay versus Cody match just because of the friendship.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't want to have two mega faces go at each other at WrestleMania.
Well,
too.
I mean, we might though. What if somebody wins? What if a certain person wins the chamber?
What certain person?
What if a certain person wins the chamber?
I cannot see that happening.
I can't see it happening either, but
you didn't get what I did there, did you?
No, I did, but I think there's going to be another title win in this year.
I don't think it's going to be at WrestleMania. They have until December, to do that. Right. I think he had way too much fun at the Royal Rumble. Oh my God. I think he's gonna roll this out, let people at the Rumble shine, let people at WrestleMania shine, and then maybe SummerSlam he finally gets an opportunity.
Yeah, I could see that maybe.
And then just ride it off and do the ultimate, put someone over. I took out John Cena at the end of his career for a title.
Look what happened the last time they did it to somebody though. Look at Corbin when he took out Angle. Where's Corbin at now?
Well, I mean,
I don't want to. This is obviously going to sound arrogant. You got Angle and you got Cena, which are two different levels, extremely.
They are two different levels, but the whole John Cena's final tour, him being the champion, you got to take somebody that you're going to push to the ceiling.
Oh, and it's just going to ride the next.
They were always unsure about Corbin.
Right.
He would get pushed, and then it would come back, and then you get pushed, and it would come back. You need someone that you know you're going to push. That is going to, like, someone like a Obafemi.
Oh, my God.
That would put a rock out on that man's back.
Trick.
Or Trick. But people that you know are going to be in the main event. Not that you're going to question.
I think now that we're talking about it.
And that's nothing against Corbin, because I always thought he was a main event.
We're going totally off track. I could see him putting an NXT person over. Like somebody that's just coming up this year. I just
named two NXT
I know,
people.
That's what made me think that.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
That's a shout out to The Rock.
I was gonna say.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Maui.
Yeah, I couldn't remember Maui's
You're the
name.
Disney guy.
Yo, whatever. I couldn't remember Maui's name. Just because you dress up as Maui.
How do I dress up as Maui?
That's what Riley tells me. I don't know. Oh, that's right. No, you dress up as Elsa. I'm sorry.
That was one time. And all I gotta say to that is just let it go.
I am letting it go. What happened next?
So next we have Ludwig Kaiser was in a match against Penta. Penta wins with
obviously
the Penta driver. After the match was kind of interesting though. He was gonna have an interview and
and then Dunn came out.
Like kind of distracted him, and Kaiser attacked him from behind.
Do you see Dunn and Kaiser teaming up?
But like Kaiser is still with like Gunther though.
I mean, he could. Do you see Dunn going into Imperium? Let me put it that way.
That would be sick, in my opinion. As long as you don't change his name. Do not change his name.
No, you can change it. Don't change it back to Butch.
No. The man has been through enough. Leave him at Pete Dunne.
Okay, leave him.
We are done with changing Pete's name.
All right, we won't push it anymore. We won't give him. He won't be Butch anymore.
That's the problem. When he was Butch, there was no push.
Yeah, but when you make him a third one, that's gonna give Truth more stuff to talk about. Truth's gonna be like, well, what do you know?
Truth will never run out of material.
I know.
He will never run out of material. All right, so we had the Charlotte promo was next. I'm not exactly sure if the plan was for her to be a heel, but the crowd really made that decision.
They're just gonna boo the hell out of her. I don't think she was meant to be a heel either.
But I think that once she saw it, she started playing up to it more.
Right.
Which, to her credit, was a great thing.
She's always been a better heel than a face.
Yes. I never liked Charlotte as a face. As a heel, she's believable.
Right.
But same thing with her dad. Flair was a lot better of a heel than a face. So, all right. So we have a Sami Zayn backstage interaction with Jay, and then Cross comes in. So I think that's kind of interesting that Cross is now getting involved with Sami.
Cross just wants to be involved everywhere.
Yeah, but I like it in a way. He just seems like this like mysterious.
Like, where's everybody else?
He's getting in look, everybody who he got in their heads. Look what happened.
They've all turned heel.
Yeah,
they've all turned heel.
He's like the higher power.
Is it because somebody's injured? I wonder why there's no where's AOP?
I don't know.
Where's Scarlett? I can never think of the old guy's name.
Paul
Ellering. Where are they all at? I wonder if somebody from AOP is injured.
In catering.
Probably. Right where they belong.
Alright, so after that we have Sky and Ripley. Sky and Ripley were talking backstage, and then Ripley walks off, and Io Sky gets attacked by Liv.
Oh, yeah.
Rhea comes to help. Raquel attacks Rhea, so...
Oh! March... Since last year, Razor has a shoulder bicep injury.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Wait. No. This is retarded. Sometimes Gemini doesn't work out the way it should. Because this is talking when they were Rollins enforcers. So maybe they aren't. No. Maybe he's not injured. Maybe I should read more instead of just the highlighted part. It says right here, Seth Rollins enforcers 2019 to 2020.
Yeah. At least you missed that, too.
Whatever. We can't read. We already know we can't. They know we can't read. We know we can't read. It's fine. We're not professionals. This is what we do. What are we?
What are we?
Yeah.
Imperfectly perfect.
Come on. It's supposed to be the other one.
What?
We're only fans. Only wrestling fans. It's twice now. I got it in.
One more time, and you know what? You're going through the window.
That's fine.
Just like Jannetty.
That's absolutely... Oh, I'm not the Jannetty.
You are the
Jannetty. No.
Anyways.
No.
New Day debuts with new gear and music. What do you think about that?
I love it. As soon as I heard it, I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. Even it's still like New Day colors, just like darker.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And they also went over and won. They beat Ray and Dragon Lee.
Who just came back from not him having a baby, but a new baby.
Yeah, it's been a while since New Day won, though. I like to see this push with this heel persona. That's pretty interesting. We had a chamber qualifying match, Io Sky versus Liv. Due to a disqualification, Liv wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Rhea came out to take out Raquel, and then Liv attacked Rhea.
I didn't see it happening that way.
Rhea hit Liv and caused a DQ.
I didn't see it happening that way.
Well,
that's also because there's always been a connection with Rhea and Io.
Yeah.
And there's that right there. You're already starting to break that little bond they've always had.
Then we go into the Rollins promo. Just key points that he said during it. That he was proud of Jey Uso, making fun of Punk losing, making fun of Roman losing.
They said he's out indefinitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're playing it
right.
out. He's probably just taking a little break. That's fine.
Not like he's always had one.
He's just retreating back to the island of irrelevancy.
Triple threat match in Mania.
Maybe.
Him Punk and Roman.
That'd be a really good match.
That'd be a really good match.
Sammy comes out, and they were kind of like, just on the same page, but Rollins kept saying how Sammy deserves to be in the match, and Punk's not on Sammy's level, and all that stuff, and which brought Punk out eventually, and then him and Seth just fighting.
We're going to talk about this during the podcast, but when I texted you and said Rollins is wearing Nike Shox in the podcast, I don't know why this just reminded me, they did release a new pair of Nike Shox.
Did they really?
Like, I saw that, and like the next day I got like an email from Nike of like new shoe releases, and like in the headline it said Nike Shox.
I've not seen Nike Shox in like 10 years.
Since I've been in high school.
I've had them though.
I never had them.
I did.
I don't know why we didn't notice it watching. Well, because we were too busy eating because we're fat, and we're going to cut a promo on ourselves later for a certain reason, but... the slow-mo of him going over, I was like, are those Nike Shox? Because you could see like the back like springs.
Yeah.
I was like, those are Nike Shox.
They are springs.
I know, but they're not actually going to help you jump. He
was wearing shoes.
They're not going to help you jump.
At the Royal Rumble?
They weren't really made for you to jump higher.
How do you know?
Did you test it? I had a friend test it out.
Tested?
I had a friend test it out, and I was like, oh my god, you're ridiculous.
You had a friend? Oh man.
Shockingly, besides you.
Alright.
That reminds me, I need the paycheck of being your friend.
What?
You heard me.
Don't worry.
The bill's coming up soon.
It's going to bounce. So, last but not least, we have a chamber qualifier match, Sammy versus Punk. And Punk wins.
Of course Punk wins.
After the match, Punk and Sammy shake hands and everything, but that's not what happened.
That's not what we're going to talk about here, though.
We're going to talk about KO coming and...
stumbling into the ring.
Yeah, he was selling those injuries pretty good from the Rumble, but he completely took out Sammy. And kind of
wearing the Sami Zayn Forever shirt still.
Yeah. And put him down with a package pile driver. So Sammy will probably be off TV for a little bit.
That's a Mania match.
He needs a break, though. Sammy's been busting his ass. Yeah, he's been a workhorse. So
yeah, he's been busting ass for months.
But I think that might be a Mania match that I will love to see.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Because if KO went that all out with Cody, can you imagine what Sammy and KO are going to do to each other?
Because, they can just go, let's run back this.
I'm going to predict it now. And you can tell by my Royal Rumble predictions that I'm terrible at this. I'm going to say that KO versus Sammy is going to be some sort of a gimmick match.
Oh, yeah.
And what I mean by that is it might be like a TLC match
or
a steel cage or something. But they're going to do something to make everybody go, whoa.
Oh, shit. Yeah, even just like a no-holds-barred match. Because he's been using the package pile driver, which is technically a barred move. No-holds-barred matches,
The bar?
We don't just make the bar.
Sheamus and Cesaro?
We are the bar.
Yeah, whatever. Did you say whatever?
Yeah. Oh my god. Whatever. So last night we had NXT.
Did we, though?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Nothing too crazy happened.
Okay.
Stephanie Vakir, who did amazing during the Rumble, not shockingly, but she defeated JC Jane with the SVB, which is like knees to the face, kind of. But JC Jane is part of Fatal Influence with, I can't think of her name, which just sounds terrible. I should write more notes down.
That's why you write notes.
But I can at least read my notes. Fallon Henley, see, it's in here.
Okay, you have
who is the North American champ, which Stephanie Vakir, I believe, at the next pay-per-view has that match. Next, they had a little... I might watch the show. They had a little preview of a show on CW with the Don in it. And he wasn't playing his Don persona, but you could tell he still like used a lot of it. Like he had the same suit on with the fedora, and it was like kind of reminded me of like original Fast and Furious, because they're all running from like the cops, I guess, and there's a bunch of cars that look like street cars like going to a garage, and they're like, what was that? That wasn't supposed to happen. This was supposed to be this, and then Don walks in doing whatever, and I was like, I was like, are they doing like a vignette for wrestling? And then I went, oh, that was a commercial for like a show on CW. I was like, that's really cool. And so then after that they had Ridge Holland versus Stax. Ridge Holland hit the Redeemer on Stax to win the match. I think Ridge is gonna win the title off of the Don, and then I can see the Don moving up to like Raw or SmackDown soon. Because there was even a little tension during the little backstage where Stax was like, oh, is that why you weren't out there helping us? Because you were promoting your little show clips? And he's like, oh, I'm just busting your balls. Don't worry about it. But, like, is he, though? Because, like, what happened the last time when somebody got moved? They got rid of him in the back of a car.
Yeah.
After that, one of my favorite matches of the night, Sol Ruca and Zarya, who hasn't had a match in probably like a month. So I'm glad to see her finally back in the ring. They defeated Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley of Chemical X, which I think is a cool trio's name. Yeah, because it's Gigi, Tatum, and Shotzi. But Sol Ruca hit the Soul Snatcher on Gigi. That like spinning move she does. I love that move. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's like an RKO. Like you have to be where you have to be at as soon as you see her go to do the spin.
No, that's probably one of my favorite finishers in wrestling today. To be honest with you,
it's just the first time she hit it, I was like, that's a really cool move.
My like jaw literally was like, oh.
The first time she hit it.
I was smiling like a donut.
After that, we had Carmen Petrovic and Kalani Jordan. So originally, Kalani Jordan had Petrovic in just a sleeper. They won the match. She won the match, whatever. The ref rang the bell. She wasn't letting it go. So I haven't seen this, and it's got to be a couple years. The ref reversed the decision to where because she wouldn't let go of the submission, Petrovic actually won the match.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in years. Maybe like old school TNA is the last time I seen that.
I like when things like that happen. Yeah. Like once in a while you see it, not overly saturated.
Yeah, like now if they do it next week again, you're gonna be like really?
The roll up.
Like the roll up. Like if you see it next week, you're gonna be like, really? They're doing that again? Like why?
No, I like once in a while. That's fantastic.
And then another. So the main event of the night, A-Town Down Under. Your boys, well, my boys too. I love A-Town Down Under. I like the arrogance of A-Town Down Under.
Yeah, but the difference is we both like two different people in the group, though. I'm an Austin Theory guy, and you're a Grayson Waller guy.
I think because I like Waller's finisher. I think.
But Theory is just.
I think I'm still stuck on Theory being. It's gonna sound bad. The dumb blonde of the way.
What, like Vince's little puppet? Like.
Not even. No, when he was in the way, he was just like the.
Oh, just the dumb jock?
Yeah, the dumb jock. Let me not use dumb blonde. The dumb jock.
Way to get canceled by all blonde people.
We're gonna get canceled anyways. It doesn't matter. Waller hit one of my favorite finishes, the rolling stunner. I just like the way it goes in. He hit it on Trick after Eddie Thorpe came out with a leather belt and smacked Trick in the back with it, which something was kind of funny, but that might get us canceled if I do bring up the funny part that I read on Twitter this morning. So we'll leave that out for maybe the.
Yeah, let's keep the NSFW stuff.
It's not well, it might be. But regardless, Waller hit the rolling stunner on Trick. After the match, Trick was getting jumped by Eddie Thorpe, and Obafemi just grabbed his title. Was like, whatever, I'm out, cool, bye. Like, end of the match. But you could tell during the match, like, Obafemi and Trick were, like, back and forth, doing the hard slap when one of them goes into the corner, because Trick wants a title shot. I don't think he's not getting a title shot because it's going to be a triple threat with A-Town Down Under. Who they were arguing, they were like, I'm going to be the champ. No, I'm going to be the champ. Don't split them up. There's been rumors for like a year now they were going to split them up. A-Town Down Under. Don't split them up.
I want it.
I don't want it.
I do.
I think they're good together.
They are great together.
I fear if they get split up, one of them's not going to make it. Not that's going to get released, but one's going to get the big push and one's going to be stuck mid card.
I feel like that happens with like almost every tag team. Which leads into one of our episodes that we're going to do. One becomes the Genetti. Is we're going to go through all the tag teams.
I don't know about all. That's a lot of tag teams.
All the promotions. Well, most of the big ones.
Most of the big ones, yeah.
And we're going to do an interesting take on who's the Genetti of that tag team. You're closer to the window.
That's fine. I'll go out the window. It's fine.
Why? Are you warm?
No.
You need some air?
No. Now your cold heart sitting next to me.
Cold heart?
Yeah.
Black heart. So we're on to the weekly rewind now. So we're going to go over the news that happened outside of the ring.
Throughout the week, a little bit.
Throughout the week, a little bit.
I don't know why I said a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Only a little bit of news.
It was announced recently that Duke Hudson was released back in January from his NXT contract. Which I didn't know about. Apparently, there's rumors going around that Hunter never saw him as a main eventer. But does every wrestler really need to be a main eventer?
No, I don't think so. You need room for everybody on the card. Right. You need your mid-card guys. Right. You need... No shade on Akira Tozawa, but I mean... You need guys like him too.
Right. I mean...
He's a great wrestler, but he's there to make other people look better.
One of the best mid-carders, I mean, even though he had a couple world title shots, was Ziggler.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But there's got to be room for everybody on the roster, right?
Right. You even need room for jobbers, unfortunately.
True, like the Brooklyn Brawler.
I can't think of his other persona.
That man's legendary, though.
He had I can't think of his other one.
There's some rumors that Bliss, upon her return at the Rumble, is going to be moved to SmackDown.
I saw that. It's funny because like 2 days ago I saw she's going to Raw. Now last night I saw she's going to SmackDown.
Well, I mean, you had the little notes on the doll.
The 6 in the eye.
The 6 in the eye.
Fiend Forever on the back.
Yeah.
Speaking of Alexa, that morning of the Rumble is when she renewed her contract. So she renewed her contract. They flew her out.
Which I find interesting.
Unfortunately, that means somebody was supposed to be there.
I've read that it was Shotzi.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's even pictures of her like you could see somebody's taking a picture, but Shotzi's in the back, and she looked like in the background of the picture, and she just she looks defeated, her head's down and stuff. So that's not. Obviously, it's gonna happen. Somebody's not gonna be able to have it. It's never gonna be fair.
And there's only 30 people.
Right.
Allowed in it, so people are gonna get left out. But it was nice to see her back, though. She's been gone for a long time.
2 years, like the week before or something. Yeah. That's crazy.
I've always been a pretty big Bliss fan.
I was a bit, even when she was with
Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, and NXT.
Back in NXT.
Yeah, that was a great tag team.
Yep. I always loved those guys.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That music with was it like dubstep-ish type music?
I think Blake's in TNA now. I think. He goes by a different name. I can't think what it is. Because he was part of that weird random military trio.
Yeah.
In NXT for a little bit.
Yeah. And then that one guy said some.
Don't they always?
Yeah, we're not gonna say it here. He said some insensitive things.
Yeah.
Which led to kind of the disbanding of that group. But, anyways, in other news, Tyler Bate is nearing his return from a torn pec muscle. He's already been cleared, so they're just waiting to get some creative plans going for him.
I mean, again, speaking of Tyler Breeze confirms he's a writer now for NXT.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Which I didn't bring it up in the NXT part.
I love everybody named Tyler.
Fandango was there last night in NXT, so.
Oh, that was my tag team. Everybody started doing it, and he came out with the Fandango, but he was like, "No, I'm JDC now in TNA," and he came out against Lexus King, and Lexus King was like, "I know you as Fandango. Sorry, Fandango. So that's what I'm gonna call you." And he goes, and it was like, "All right, okay." I read that Jade Cargill continues to work out at the Performance Center. The belief is that she's probably going to be back around WrestleMania.
I'm surprised she wasn't in the Rumble, actually.
Me too.
Maybe she's not ready.
Or unless they have something
big for her.
Something big brewing. I feel like it's going to be... they find out that Naomi was the one that took her out, and...
I think it was Bianca.
And Bianca knew. Or maybe it was Bianca, and that could lead to that WrestleMania match that they, literally, since Jade debuted, that was the fantasy dream match was her against Bianca.
There is also some tension between Naomi and Bianca because Naomi hugged Jordynne Grace during the Rumble, and Bianca pulled her apart and was like, "What are you doing?" They did that for a little bit.
Maybe a Bianca heel turn?
Maybe.
I'll be okay with that. Maybe she could roll with the Profits.
There is also talk of Ilya Dragunov being in the Performance Center, getting ready to come back.
I'm really excited for that, to be honest.
You get Ilya back, you get Tyler Bate back, you get Jade back.
Ilya is... He's so good.
His NXT matches with like Trick or even Mello were really good.
I always thought him versus Gunther.
Oh, back in NXT UK?
Yep.
Yeah.
As you know, I was a big fan of NXT UK.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at one point, I really think I was more of a fan of NXT UK than I was of NXT itself. Because there was... Let me explain why. Because it's all these people that you really don't... You knew about, but you didn't.
Right. They were in, like, Progress, or they were in... I forget the other...
So you were getting showcase of these guys, and it was like... Remember at that one time, like, they were never coming over. So there was never going to be crossovers.
Right.
So that was just so interesting to me that I got to see all these people, and then all of a sudden, that kind of broke down, and it was like, okay, so now we're getting Walter coming over, which is now Gunther.
Remember Imperium versus Undisputed Era?
Yeah.
Yo.
That's what I mean. Like, you had these amazing superstars that were over there, and I don't know. Like, I like new things. I like seeing...
Right.
Like, new... Like, in the beginning, I loved AEW, but, like, now
It's a lot of WWE guys.
You're getting, like, a lot of older people, and I love, like... The people that we didn't know about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
I was such a big fan of that tag team. And even now, like, as singles guys, I like them. But, like, you know what I mean? FTR came in. I get it. Like,
it makes sense. But
they didn't have a bad... Or they didn't have a good split with WWE. But then, like, all these other WWE people come in, and it's like, oh, this is...
That's why, like...
WWE, like, 5 years ago now.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, when Corbin was on... Chris Van Vliet, he was like, yeah, I don't really want to be that next WWE guy to go to AEW. Because that's as soon as somebody from WWE gets released, the first thing is, when are they showing up in AEW?
And that's why, like, in the beginning, AEW was so fresh. But, like, okay, I sound hypocritical. Cody was an ex-WWE guy. But he really went and made himself shine in other places. Right. And then you had the Bucks, you had Hangman, you had Omega, like Ospreay. Like, I love Ospreay. But... they're new people that we didn't really see that much.
Lot, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
now you're seeing them a lot more, and you're just like, man, I don't know.
So that was an insanely long explanation on why I liked NXT UK.
That's okay.
I still use that belt in WWE games.
I know I was still in it.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of belts in there. They have the UK tag titles. They have that belt. They have
the Heritage Cup.
They have a bunch of actually, the Heritage Cup isn't in that game. Maybe it might be in the new one.
Could be.
They have a lot of old belts too. They got the Winged Eagle belt. They got the Big Gold.
Oh, the Big Gold.
Yeah, and they got the Big Gold with NWO written on the front.
Spray painted on it.
Yeah, I'm going on a tangent about the game. We'll be getting into that game enough when it comes out.
God, yeah. So speaking of people coming back from injury surgeries, Apollo Crews just had successful pec surgery last week.
That's good.
I don't think
he's underrated.
He's so underrated.
I didn't know he was injured.
I didn't know he was injured. I thought he was just off TV.
Because didn't he just have a match recently?
He was in the whole SmackDown thing with DIY and...
Yes,
and
okay.
That whole thing, because he was like, no, it wasn't them, it was them. It wasn't... Because they were going to say Gargano, and they said Los Garza, and that's when Apollo was like, no, it wasn't Garza, it was Gargano. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he got jumped when he got jumped in the back. Maybe he got injured.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't even know, though. So, I mean, I'm a terrible wrestling fan.
I mean, aren't we all, really?
It just shows that we're human, you know what I mean? We're a podcast that barely gets by with the English language.
Barely gets by.
Could barely read. And we only know half the stuff going on in the wrestling world.
We really do. We're not able to get everything that we can.
Yeah. That's why we're relatable to so many.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was back in October, Charlotte and Andrade got a divorce.
Yeah.
Which is my little joke I brought up before that. I feel like Charlotte was like, I bought you all those suits, I want them back so I could wear them.
I found that interesting, but not really, since it happened in October.
Right. And why are we just hearing about it now? Are we hearing about it now because she just came back?
Because this is like one of the first times in like that wrestling like divorce or bad thing
wasn't
just like, quiet.
Right. Maybe it was like a mutual thing because there's not even I can't find anything about like what happened, why did somebody cheat, did somebody whatever.
And you know what? Good for them.
It's just a mutual thing. Maybe it's just like, hey, it's not working out.
Good for them. Their private life stays private.
Right.
And that's
right.
That's what it should be. But you have these crazy ass people that try to, you know.
I'm glad you said crazy ass people. That just reminded me of something.
So while you're over there attempting to look up something again. We also have Natalya issues a challenge to Masha Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts title.
That would be a good one.
That would be a really good match.
Yeah, Masha Slamovich is that like body like her.
And Natalya is
Jordan,
just she might go down. I don't want to say best woman, like, wrestler of all time, but when it comes to actual in-ring skill, maybe.
Maybe.
What was that like?
I don't know, because it said... What? Is it still recording? Yeah, it's still recording. We're good. I'm not worried about my phone. I'll clip this part.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, it says recording.
Is this a blooper?
It could be. It absolutely could be. What else do I have? I can't think of the wrestler's name that I wanted to look up. Maybe I'll look it up for next week. I have Bailey. It's going to be in the NBA All-Star game.
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be
That
cool.
was one of my favorite things about the NBA All-Star Weekend was the celebrity game. I always like watching that.
Yeah. Like the celebrity game and like the dunk contest.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Miz has been in it before too.
Miz has been in it before.
Yeah. Yeah, but Bailey, that should be interesting to see. Also, Evolve was announced.
Coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like what we just went on a little tangent about.
A little rant about.
We're going to get to see people before they even get to next.
Right.
NXT. Before they get to the next level. That's what I meant to say. The next level. Don't roll your head at me.
I'm not. I won't. I'm sorry.
You drink your Monster and be quiet.
Not sponsored.
Not.
You have to say not sponsored.
We're not looking for sponsors at all.
We're not looking for. I wish I could drink it. Oh, we can. Look at that. So the last bit of news I have, besides our big Hall of Fame talk, is Trish Stratus was number 25 in the Women's Royal Rumble for her 25th anniversary of wrestling.
Oh wow.
Which was kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
I mean, I guess it does make sense. Around 2000, she was a valet, so I thought it was kind of cool. You don't really see that a lot when maybe we do, but it's never talked about. Maybe they do some kind of number for the older ones, but you don't really see a lot of legends or older wrestlers come back now with NXT with TNA being not part of, but TNA having the sponsorship.
No, you're right. One last thing before we get into our final topic, which would be the Hall of Fame announcement. Part of the news. It's all over the place. Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
Is it a work or is it a shoot?
I think it's a shoot.
I think it's a work.
I think it's a shoot.
I 100% think it's a work.
So he's mad because somebody else had to get their moves in during the Rumble.
Yeah. And
that's why he got bumped out.
But literally everything that we've watched the Rumble.
Right.
Obviously.
Together. You guys don't know that because we didn't do what we were supposed to, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's...
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we will. But anyways, there was nothing in there that made me think of that. The only person that was taking forever to get their moves or setup was Logan Paul, but him being, how he got thrown out, was on an announce table, all that stuff, that stuff takes time to do.
Right.
So that didn't really affect anyone.
Right. So I heard part of it
was LA Knight too.
Was LA Knight and Priest, because somebody was, I don't remember who it was, somebody was trying to do one of their moves, and the Priest, LA Knight, McIntyre bumped into them in the ring, but behind him, and that's right before Drew got rolled out. I don't remember who it was though, off the top of my head, but I heard that could be part of it too.
Well, we're split on this because I think it's a work. So
I mean, I think it's a shoot, but I guess we'll find out and see.
Yeah. Well, one of us it has to be right.
It's probably you. Nothing's ever a work anymore in WWE.
Well, I mean, look at both of us. I think we both could be wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
The way things go.
We really could be. Well, somebody got a Rumble prediction right. I don't want to say who.
I don't want to talk about that.
So the last thing
I'm going to be absent from our actual podcast.
That's fine. The last thing for the news is the first entrance into the 2025 Hall of Fame, Paul Triple H Levesque.
If you haven't guessed by the thumbnail.
Yeah. I think he deserved it a while ago.
Oh yeah.
Especially with everything he's been doing now.
Oh, with the stuff he's been doing, the stuff that he's doing right now. I think this alone. The way he,
oh God, yeah.
The way he changed wrestling from just being, this gonna sound terrible, from just being there to bringing it back to the levels of the Attitude Era again.
Right.
With the booking decisions, the signings, the everything. Yes, he's human and he's made some booking decisions where you're huh, but at the end of the day, the product is a million times better than what it was.
Right.
100%. So, congratulations to Triple H.
So the couple things that I looked up on his wiki really quick. Obviously, we know his real name is Paul Levesque. He's the current Chief Content Officer, which mostly everybody knows.
COO.
CCO. Chief Content Officer.
Yeah.
There's a C in content before the O.
That's what I said.
I know. He's married to Stephanie McMahon, obviously. Mm-hmm. This does get thrown out once in a while, but I don't think people realize it. He debuted in WCW with Terror Rising was his name. But you hear McAfee once in a while say it when Hunter comes out. Well, before McAfee went away the last time, he did say it a couple times. He signed with WWF in 1995 as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who had the whole big presentation. Didn't he come out with a cane too, I think, or something?
What?
As Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
No, he had like the big jacket. He was like the royal.
I can't think of the.
He was like the royal blue blood.
Yeah.
From.
I can't think of the thing.
From what?
The royal blue blood from
Greenwich, Connecticut.
Yeah, that's where he's from. Obviously, that got shortened to Triple H when he got the whole like attitude going on. He's a co-founder of DX with Shawn Michaels, which I think he should have been in by himself first before DX got put into the Hall of Fame. But that's whatever.
Founder of Evolution.
Founder of Evolution.
Which, I know we're going off topic here, but Evolution probably might be the greatest faction of all time.
I can see that. And I'm not even I don't know why I'm not a big Batista fan, but I can see that.
I'm a huge Batista fan, but it's not even Homer-wise. It's the star Triple H was, the star Ric Flair was.
To help push Orton and Batista.
It made Orton and Batista two of the biggest stars of their generation. There's not you're going to be very limited in finding another faction that has that caliber of people all across the board. Like you could say the Shield, but even the Shield hasn't accomplished everything that they did yet.
I don't think there will be a team that will.
That was like the super team of factions.
Right.
And it's so cool because obviously Triple H and Flair were established, but Batista and Orton weren't. And how much that group elevated those two. It just goes to show if you set a faction up correctly, you could.
I mean, look at Batista before Evolution, Deacon Batista.
Yeah,
collecting money for reference.
Leviathan in OVW.
Yeah, he had like fangs and shit.
Yeah.
But even Orton got hurt, and then he came. Remember, every week he would come out with like the Orton update of like, I'm 12% better, I'm 15% better.
I saw speaking of these two, I saw an interesting thing with John Cena, how he said that that class, like he wasn't even that class from OVW. He wasn't even the main like focus.
No, I think Lesnar was in there.
Orton,
Batista.
They were looked at as the main stars, right. And Cena was like the
prototype.
Well,
that's what.
They really didn't see much in him.
No,
but
I mean,
it looks like all four of them turned out to be.
Well,
whatever you think.
We'll give. I'll say Lesnar did turn out to be an amazing superstar. But.
Absolutely, all four of them, like it. Take it to sports when you look at like teams when they have draft classes or something. That is probably one of the greatest classes to ever come through any territory, right. Any whatsoever.
He was a 14-time world champ, 9 times as a WWE champ, 5 times as the world heavyweight champ, 5-time IC champ. I didn't know he was a 3-time tag champ. He was the WWE tag team champs 1 time with Shawn Michaels. He was the 2-time WWE or 2-time World Tag Team Champ. Once with Shawn Michaels, once with Stone Cold. That was when he had the big pec tear, and he came back at Madison Square Garden with the leather coat. After that, I remember that. 1997 King of the Ring winner, and then he won the Rumble twice in 2002 and 2016.
And actually, with the next big pay-per-view coming up, the Elimination Chambers, he actually has the most wins at Elimination Chamber with 4.
Does he? I didn't know that.
Yes, he does.
That's interesting.
Going back to his title reigns, there was a period between 2002 and 2005. There was 27 World Heavyweight Championship pay-per-view title matches. Triple H was in 25 of them.
That's crazy.
That's an insane stat.
That's crazy.
And like when I saw that, I like triple checked that fact because I'm like, that sounds.
They're like, there's no way.
Ridiculous,
right.
But yeah,
that's a crazy fact.
Another interesting note, he was actually friends with the lead singer of Motorhead.
I mean, they do all his music.
Which is the band that did the music for time to play a game.
King of Kings.
King of Kings and Evolution's theme. So,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was a personal friend. He was even at Lemmy's funeral when he passed away. Rest in peace, Lemmy. What else do we got here?
I mean, he was known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, The Game,
Cerebral Assassin,
King of Kings. CCO now currently.
I don't know if you mentioned, but he did main event WrestleMania 7 times.
I did, and I saw that. I didn't write it down because it even had like the dates, and I was like,
I didn't write the dates down, but that's still a significant amount of time.
7 times the main event's a lot, yeah. I don't have much more about Hunter, but congratulations, like you deserve it. That's even just for what you're doing now.
And when he found out, it was a complete surprise.
Oh my God!
We all saw the video.
If you didn't, go see the video.
Yeah, go watch the video. It's pretty cool. Where
Sean and even Stephanie didn't know.
No, nobody knew.
Yeah. Sean and then Taker comes out. They just look at him and they're like, "Well, it's your turn to go into the ring."
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
An amazing career. We talked about it before.
Unfortunately, he can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, that's
because he has a
fortunately
pacemaker in.
I think so. Fortunately enough, he got it. He found it out in time, and nothing happened to him.
Right.
He's still here. He's still making wrestling better.
He's like one of the. I'm surprised you didn't bring this up, and it sounds bad of me saying he's got 2 little girls. Not little now, but he's got 2 girls.
3.
See, I don't even know. He's got 3 girls. Usually, like you bring up the family side because you have a family.
Because you have a family.
I have a family. Yeah, okay, right. But I mean, everyone.
What am I?
Not the King of Kings.
I'm about to be the Cerebral Assassin if you keep this up.
You're the can't predict Royal Rumble winners.
I like to go out on a limb. I don't like to keep the safe bet. I like to try to think outside of the box.
I didn't want to have the safe bet.
Yeah, because you just want to, I win.
No, I don't know. I can lose. I don't have a problem saying I lost. I got 1 right out of 4.
Why are we talking about this now? This is for the next
video. Right, you're right.
Anyways, one of the greatest careers of all time. One of the greatest heels of all time.
Oh, God, yeah.
Entertaining is all hell as a face, though. Much respect and congratulations to Triple H on that Hall of Fame because, like you said, it's well overdue.
It's well overdue.
Definitely 100% deserves it. So that wraps it up about with the facts that I got over here.
Hey, I mean, that's all the facts I got. So
thank you guys for tuning in to the weekly.
Oh, he was close. Oh, he was close. Thank you for tuning into the weekly. No, we're not done.
What?
We got to cut promos.
Oh.
Oh my God. All right, so now we're gonna get into my favorite part of the show, the promos.
Oh, okay.
My promo is a little quick one. Last Sunday, there was a bad snowstorm that neither one of us knew about. Really, leaving work. Yeah. Going onto the highway by our work, there's a big, I guess you can call it a circle to get up to the highway. This person in front of me decides to get up, go all the way up, instead of yielding, going up slow. I thought the yield sign was a stop sign, so it just stops right there, boom, out of nowhere. So, me, I had to look, of course, Jersey license plates, don't know how to drive, of course, so what do? We gotta stop right there like it's a stop sign.
We just lost our entire Jersey fan base.
That's fine, whatever. They can go find another one. We don't have a Jersey fan base, I bet. Not yet. Not after this, we won't. So, of course, I gotta be the asshole, put the high beams on, hit the horn the whole time. We gotta go around them, and they're just, as I go around them in the grass a little bit, they're just sitting there and they're like, I can see them go, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what's going on. Like, I understand it's snow. I understand none of us really knew about it. Dude, you're in a Honda Pilot. You've got 4-wheel drive. You're good. Just go.
I didn't have 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it was bad. I was waiting for a text saying, come and get me.
It was a slow ride home, for sure.
It was bad.
It was very bad. I have a little bit of a promo, and I kind of cut it on you this morning. My promo is on people who insist on making their bed.
I don't make my bed, first of all. My bed's not made.
Excuse me. I have the floor.
All right, go ahead.
When my hand is up, your mouth is shut.
Okay, all right, Miz.
All right, listen. I'm going to make this short and sweet. There is no point, ever, that you have to make your bed. Why? Why, you ask? Let me tell you. Let's run this down.
Let me talk to you.
Who's going into your room?
Nobody.
If you have kids, are they going to go into your room? Possibly, right? They're little tornadoes of destruction to begin with. They're going to mess everything up anyways. Who cares, right? If you're a single man or woman, Are you going to bring a person over? Spend the night, possibly? Yeah, cool. You're going to mess the sheets up. Why you got to make it clean? That's what I don't understand. People want to make their bed and be like, oh, my God, in case company comes over, I want my bed to look nice. I want someone watching this video right now to leave a message in the comments.
If you say something at work, we're not going to respond. You have to comment.
Has anyone ever came over to your house for a visit, for a holiday, for Christmas, and walked in your bedroom and looked at your bed? No. Never happened.
I'm dying.
We don't need to make our beds, people. That's just one more chore to add to the list of everything else that we have to do. Like wash clothes, shower, dishes, dinner. We don't need to keep adding things. Let's make our lives a little easier. I'm going to challenge you. All of you. All 7 of you that watch this.
Wow!
Don't do it anymore. Your life will be better. Trust me.
That's probably your best promo you had. That was the... There's another promo that I want to cut, but I'm going to save that for the podcast because it revolves more around the podcast part of this week.
Oh, all right.
So, it's been a show today. Let me tell you what.
Oh, it has been.
It's been.
It has been. 2 cups of coffee and a rock star. This is what happens. Let this be a disclaimer to everybody out there.
So, yeah. I guess that's it for this week. We're bad this week. It was a rough one.
I don't think we were bad. I just think we got off topic just a little bit.
A couple times.
Just derailed a few times.
Yeah, a couple times.
Did we ever get back on the track? No. No, we just formed a new one.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I think it is about us. We carve our own path.
We have to.
We don't need to do what everybody else does.
No, we're not gonna follow somebody else.
Yeah, because if we did that, we'd be successful.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to this week's Weekly Rewind.
Hey, look at that. We're getting better at it.
Yeah, it's wonderful that we came up with a name that neither of us can say without a couple takes. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week with the news outside of the ring.
Later, guys.